Hello everyone, Nikita here, and today we're going to be covering caffeine, specifically caffeine addiction, and how your life can be transformed after you break your caffeine addiction, which let's say most of us have. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into my computer where I can go ahead and explain everything to you in more detail. We're going to be talking about how if you quit caffeine, you will change your life. So specifically, we're going to be covering what caffeine does to your body, why I decided to quit caffeine, what I noticed after quitting, and steps and methods that you can use as soon as today to start quitting or at least decreasing your caffeine intake. So let's face some facts here. So first, caffeine and coffee taste good. Soda tastes good, chocolate tastes good, coffee tastes good. There's a reason why there's a huge market around caffeine. After years of use, you build up a dependency towards it, whether coffee, teas, chocolate, or soda. You have a habit set up every morning. Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. You know those people. Caffeine makes your body release crazy amounts of dopamine, making you think you're getting a lot of work done. When's the last time that you drank a bunch of coffee and you're like in God mode, or you thought you were in God mode, just typing away, getting so many projects done, opening up new tabs, etc. But in reality, you weren't really getting that much done. It's just your brain was flooded with dopamine from the caffeine that you drank. Next, caffeine blocks the receptors in your brain that are making you tired. So in turn, you're not getting more energy per se. You're just not aware of your fatigue, and that's what caffeine is good at. It's blocking that fatigue. So when you crash, all of that tiredness hits you like a brick. So you've been blocking that fatigue for like the last 4 hours after you drank the coffee, and then once that 4 hours is up, all that fatigue just rushes into your brain, and your brain is just, oh, I'm so tired. You feel sluggish, and that's that quote unquote crash that happens when you don't drink caffeine on a continual basis, or if you drink too much in once. Next, the more you drink, the more of these receptors need to be made for you to feel normal levels of tiredness. So, like the more you drink, your brain or caffeine blocks those receptors, and your brain's like, this isn't normal. The whole point of you having those receptors is it's a natural signal for your body to know when to rest and when to fall asleep. That's why you feel sleepy after that crash. So when you're blocking those receptors, your body's like, all right, we got to make new ones so that we can alert this human that we're inside of when to rest. So as you drink more coffee, your brain has a higher tolerance for caffeine. And it messes with your digestion, causing indigestion and decreases the amount of stomach acid you have. So it even gives you IBS. So why I decided to quit caffeine. So instead of using caffeine for its purpose, which is, a quick boost of energy when I was in a slump, I used it to function as a normal human being. So this meant I had to have double servings sometimes in order to feel that energy. And I couldn't honestly function without caffeine. I'd have to wake up, grab a coffee, and then I can go ahead and start working. And additionally, I don't like being dependent on substances to function normally. If I needed to depend on substances to function normally, I wouldn't do them regardless. And that's why I had to quit, because drinking caffeine to be normal, there was no point to drink caffeine at that point because I wasn't getting any benefit. Plus, I was just spending money on it. I also had major sleep fragmentation, which means I woke up a lot during the night, and this caused me to be more tired when I woke up. So that cycle began all over again. If I was tired when I woke up, that means I had to drink coffee in order to not feel tired and be able to, function throughout the day. And then that cycle just kept on going. It's like a big old feedback loop. And I saw this every day just stack up in my aura stats, my aura ring. I noticed I just saw multiple blips, sometimes even 20 times a night I'd wake up for 5 minutes at a time. And it was just not good. I just felt fatigued right from the moment that I got up. And then I never experienced a smooth output of energy throughout the entire day. It was always either peaks or troughs of energy. So I'd either get everything done really quickly after drinking caffeine, those first 2 hours or 3 hours, you're just rushing and you're getting everything done. Or I'm just tired and lazy and lethargic and I just don't want to get anything done, and I'm just laying around in bed contemplating life. So I always was either up or down, and it's not a good way to live because you'd want to be consistent throughout your energy output. And here are some of the things that I noticed after I quit caffeine. And I quit around the last week of April. So I've been doing this for about like 45 days, maybe 50 days now, where I just haven't had a sip of caffeine. And I was more dependent on sleep, I'll be honest. I now realize the real importance of sleep because you can't depend on caffeine anymore and you can't tough it out with a cup of coffee the next day. So I was more dependent on sleep, meaning I have to get quality sleep, go to sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time, regulate my circadian rhythm so that I have enough energy to go throughout the day and not feel tired, or at least have more consistent energy throughout the day. Speaking of which, I had steady energy, no peaks and troughs. So I was just, granted, the ramp up, the first 30 minutes after you wake up are a little sluggish and you will feel a bit tired. But after that, it was more steady and gradual energy where I wasn't, action focused and then tired, and then action focused and tired. So I got steady amounts of energy all throughout the day. And water is just important as coffee when it comes to energy. So, sometimes your brain gets dehydrated and you do need water on a consistent basis. And that's one of the things that I was neglecting when I was drinking coffee. I would just drink coffee and I would be double dehydrated, not even realizing it, and I would feel fatigued. And now when I feel fatigued, I know it's because of I forgot to drink water. So I'm now drinking a lot more water in the morning throughout the day just so that my body is hydrated and able to, perform at a higher level. It's like liquid cooling your PC but for your body. So just drinking water. And I also got decreased levels of anxiety and stress when it came to working. So sometimes when I drank a lot of coffee, I would get on a sales call afterwards because I'd be awake, but I'd be anxious and I'd be stressed for no apparent reason, even though it was just a normal sales call. I knew the prospect, I knew them very well actually, but I was just feeling anxious for no reason, and that anxiety was completely wiped out after I stopped drinking caffeine. And now I'm actually looking forward to calls more because I get to socialize with people. And here are some steps and methods you can implement into your life right now so that you can quit as well. So first off, rule of OSOM, or out of sight, out of mind. Remove anything visually that might trigger you to relapse and drink caffeine or eat caffeine, like sugary snacks. So environment is important, and making sure that you have a clear environment makes it a lot easier for you to go through a habit like this, because withdrawal will kick in. Talk about this in a little bit. So when you remove things out of your environment, it just makes it 10 times easier. I mean, I donated all of my coffee to my family, and I stopped every cabinet where I used every day. I used to have coffee there or some sort of caffeine product like black tea. I removed it out of there and put it into a storage space somewhere in my apartment so that I don't see it, or I rarely see it. And this helped me get through the first couple weeks because there were times where I was about to relapse, but just because the caffeine wasn't there, I didn't go for it. 2, prepare yourself and understand that after you quit, you will be going through hell for the next week. So the first day, it's not going to hit that hard because you will have caffeine still in your system. But the second and third day is where it gets intense. And then for the next 3 to 4 days of those intense days, it's going to be pretty difficult, and you will feel that midday fatigue hit you pretty hard. And then after about a week, you will feel normal. So just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to push through those intense 3 to 4 days. And I'll actually show you after this slide how to ease those intense days for you with a new method. And 3, showers, sleep, and exercise are your best friend. So make sure you have enough sleep, make sure you're exercising to increase your energy, and also shower. So I'm not talking about normal daily showers. I'm talking about like showers that wake you up. So during your fatigue crashes, taking a shower, or maybe a quick 5 to 10 minute workout will help you regain some energy so that you aren't as fatigued throughout the day. And additionally, getting more sleep during the night will help you recover for the next day, so it's not going to be as bad. And that shower, personally, it helped me sort of wake up in the middle of the day. So sometimes when I was in a slump during that 3 to 4 day period where I wasn't feeling that good, I would just go ahead, take a shower in the middle of the day, and sort of get myself back in the zone. And then after the shower, I felt really good, and got my work done. So don't hesitate to take a shower. And if you're not in access of a shower like I am, maybe just splash some water on your face, see if that'll wake you up. So there are multiple methods of quitting caffeine, and one of them is going cold turkey. Now this is granted takes a lot less time. It takes about a week for you to get over that initial hump, maybe 7 to 8 days. But the fall is harder. So you're going from, let's say, 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine to 0. So it is a huge drop off, and your body won't be as accustomed to it as if you're going to go ease into it, like I'm going to tell you right now. And I don't recommend going cold turkey because that drop is going to be harder. It's going to be a lot more gruesome, and I just wouldn't want it. It's just not an enjoyable experience. And I've had this before where I've actually relapsed because of going cold turkey because I just couldn't handle the pain. Now, easing into it is a lot better of a strategy because here it does take more time. It's a 2-week process, but it is a soft landing. So here you're just gradually going down in caffeine consumption. So from 2 cups a day to 1 cup a day, then to 2 black teas, then to 1 black tea, then to 1 green tea, and then completely off. So you can see you're still drip feeding some kind of caffeine into your body, but it's not as bad as going from 300 milligrams to 0. Here you're going from 300 to 200 to 150 to 100 to 60 to 40 to 20, and then you're going completely off. So you're still giving your body a little bit so that it's weaning off little by little. Just make sure to stick to your rules of only having a certain cup a day, and then make sure you time it out properly. And another pro tip for you to ease into this is use herbal teas to curb your cravings. So peppermint tea is a good one, or chamomile tea is another good one. They're just herbal teas. They're not going to have any caffeine in them, and you're still satisfying that habit of drinking some hot drink or sipping on something hot when you usually would drink caffeine with that. So that's about it for the video. Let me know how your caffeine quitting journey has been, or have you quit caffeine? Have you considered it? Let me know in the comments. As far as the video goes, hit the like button if you liked it. If you didn't, I'm sorry to hear that. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. I make videos like this once a week. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.